What we'll be doing in today's lecture, as usual, we will be revising what we have done exactly in previous lecture, and then we'll be moving ahead in Indian Contract Act 1872. What we did in previous lecture, we were learning one of the essential element of valid contract, which is legality of object. In legality of object, there was a fifth point: opposed to public policy. Agreement which are opposed to public policy are not valid in India, and they are void agreements. And which are the agreements which are opposed to public policy? We learned it by this all headings: trading with enemy, foreign alien enemy; stifling prosecution, doing felony with a prosecution, doing a joke of a law; interference in the course of justice. This both heading we did it together. Interest against obligation, illegal payment of money for some of your illegal work. Champerty and maintenance, we took this full example of helping to fight a case. If it was without any interest, it was maintenance. If it was with interest, it was champerty. And we understood they are valid in India if they are made in good faith. The two conditions, if satisfied, they are valid. Sale of public offices. What is sale of public offices is, there is a public office or there is any post in government which is sold by some person will be illegal, and they are opposed to public policy, ultimately void. Agreement in restraint of marriage, agreement in restraint of trade, and agreement in restraint of legal proceedings. This all are the points where agreement will be void. Agreement in restraint of trade, we went into much of detail, because there are exceptions. Any agreement which stops someone from entering into any business, or from doing into any business, or for working in some business, they are void agreements. Except we have understood some exceptions which are based upon some law. We have understood some exceptions which are based upon some judicial pronouncement. What are these exceptions? Sale of goodwill as per Partnership Act, as per LLP Act. Trade combinations, merger and acquisitions. Service agreement, employment agreement. We took example of Drashti. Sole selling agents or sole selling franchising. If one company decides that okay, only one person will be selling goods in Bhavnagar or goods in Gujarat, that will be a valid contract and it will not be a void agreement. And we ended the topic with agreement in restraint of legal proceedings. Let us start ahead. What we are learning, please try to concentrate. We are still learning essential elements of valid contract. Of valid contract. What are essential elements of valid contract? We have understood under 6th heading, essential elements of valid contract: offer and acceptance, consideration, capacity of party, free consent. In last lecture, legality of object. And number 6 that we are going to learn are agreement expressly declared as void. They will not become valid contract. Alright. Agreement should not be expressly declared as void. Agreement should not be expressly declared as void, then it will become a valid contract. If agreement are expressly declared as void, they become void agreement, that we know. But the 6th point we are going to learn today. But let us have a small revision of section 10. I will be asking one by one, you need to raise the hand. If offer and acceptance is satisfied, it will be a valid contract provided other elements are also present. But if it is not satisfied, it cannot become a valid agreement. Then which type of agreement it will become? Void or voidable? Prachi.
Void agreement.
It will become void agreement. Good. Again, for consideration, same thing. If it is present, it will become valid contract. If valid consideration is not present on both the sides, another student. Yes, Dhruvi. Dhruvi?
Void agreement.
It will become void agreement. If capacity of party is present, it becomes a valid contract. Are you getting it? We are learning essential elements of valid contract. If it is not satisfied, Sohail.
Void agreement.
Alright, void agreement. Now we are moving to a different and a difficult direction. The consent is not free. Consent is not free if it is caused because of coercion, undue influence, fraud, misrepresentation, and mistake. Under this first four cases, can any student help me out? The consent is not free. Arthur.
Void.
Coercion, undue
Void
influence,
agreement.
fraud, and misrepresentation.
Voidable.
It is
Voidable.
voidable. Why? Because consent is not free. It cannot become a valid contract. It is one of the essential element of valid contract. If it is caused because of the following reason, consent is not free. If under first four reason, it becomes voidable contract. Yes. Who has given the answer of voidable contract? Who gave answer of voidable contract? Right now?
Aye, sir.
Yes, Arjo, can you help me out? What are voidable contracts?
First four, coercion, undue influence,
Exactly.
fraud.
What is the meaning of voidable contract? What will happen in voidable contract? Which party can
One
go into
party
court?
can enforce.
Yes,
One party can enforce and one cannot enforce into court of law.
exactly. One party can enforce and one party cannot enforce into court of law. Under mistake, Arjo?
It's void because both party cannot go into court of law.
Alright, they are void agreement. Great. So we are learning how to make a valid contract, but in due course we are also learning which are voidable contracts. Thus, four are only voidable contracts in Indian Contract Act 1872. We understood free consent perfectly. If it is present, they are valid contract. If they are not present, then they may become void agreement or they may become voidable contract. Under which case it will become void agreement? Mistake. Under which case it will become voidable contract? First four: coercion, undue influence, fraud, and misrepresentation. Legality of object. Yes, another student. If it is present, it is valid contract. If it is not present, then what? Rishita?
Void
Void what? Contract or agreement?
agreement.
Can you tell me, Rishita, difference between void agreement and void contract?
Void agreement is illegal from starting,
Okay.
and valid contract is legal, but subsequently it becomes illegal because of change.
Your answer is correct, but you need to speak in this manner. Void agreements are void, not illegal. It is not necessarily illegal. They are void ab initio, that is from starting. And void contracts were first valid and then it subsequently became void, not illegal necessarily. I'll explain you difference between void agreement and illegal agreement and illegal contracts and void contracts, everything today at last. We discuss some important points at last, and we are going to do today this. Agreement should not be expressly declared as void. This is our topic for today. What is agreement expressly declared as void? Not declared as void. If it is satisfied, they will be valid contract. If it is not satisfied, here I should not even teach you, you should always understand it. It is very simple. It will become void agreement. Why try to concentrate? agreement expressly declared as void. Why we are learning it? It is one of the essential element of valid contract, that agreement should not be expressly declared as void. We are learning 6 point. Agreement expressly declared as void. We will be doing it into 3 parts. Consideration unlawful in parts. Second is agreement meaning of which is uncertain. And last one is wagering agreements. What we are learning? Agreement which are expressly declared as void. So these are void agreements. They will not become valid contract. They will remain void agreement. We are starting with first consideration unlawful in parts. I'll explain you all 3 in detail, but first try to concentrate on first point, that is consideration unlawful in parts. Consideration unlawful in parts. Considerate, it is divided into 2 parts. We have understood consideration should be legal and not opposed to public policy. That is, consideration should not be illegal and it should not be opposed to public policy. You can go to chapter number 2, rules of consideration. In that it was last point, rules of consideration. Consideration should not be illegal and opposed to public policy. But try to concentrate here. Consideration, some of the portion is legal, some of the portion is illegal. Concentrate. There is a contract between me and Drashti ma'am. I, Drashti ma'am, who works in our office, and this is a contract. I will pay you a salary of 20,000 rupees per month, and Drashti ma'am will be giving employee services for Lakshya classes. A valid contract? Yes. There is offer and acceptance, there is consideration, there is capacity of party, legality of object, everything is present. So this is a valid contract because even both considerations are legal. These are normally salary or employment contracts. And same Drashti ma'am, I am giving another offer, try to concentrate. I am telling to Drashti ma'am, I will give you 1 lakh rupees per month more. If you help me to do a fraud with a bank. So Drashti ma'am is very comfortable with accountancy, making papers of bank and dealing with bank. And so I enter into another type of contract. So what totally I am giving per month to Drashti ma'am? 1,20,000. For what? For working in my office, 20,000, and for doing fraud with a bank and to help me to do fraud with a bank, it is 1 lakh. In this case, consideration 1 lakh rupees is unlawful, 20,000 rupees is lawful. 1 lakh rupees is illegal, 20,000 rupees is illegal. In this case, what will happen? Whether this portion can become a valid contract or not, this can become valid contract or not. The answer is yes. This will become valid contract. This of course will become void agreement. Try to concentrate why. Because legal part was separable. This can be separated. 20,000 was for legal part, 1 lakh rupees was for illegal part, then this two can be separated. If it can be separated, legal part if separable, then legal is valid and illegal is void. Legal is valid, illegal is void. But what if they are not separable? So in this part, they were separable. In this part, it will be not separable. Try to concentrate when it is not separable. I am giving you an example of me and Dawood Ibrahim. Dawood Ibrahim, I am a chartered accountant, hired me as an employee. What I need to do? Need to maintain books of accounts of Dawood Ibrahim. Dawood Ibrahim pays me 2 lakhs rupees per month to keep books of accounts of Dawood Ibrahim. Now, what are the businesses of Dawood Ibrahim? Murder, extortion. Let me write down even the businesses. Murder, extortion. These are the business. There are some legal businesses also. Which are the legal businesses? Like construction, malls, filmmaking. Yes. Whose accounts I keep? I keep accounts of all the business. I keep accounts of all the business. Some are legal, some are illegal. But in this case, try to concentrate. My salary is not separable. It is not a separate contract whereby I can say that for legal business, the salary is 30,000 and for other business, the salary is 1,70,000. He has just hired me that you keep all my books of accounts, legal as well as illegal. They are not separable. You cannot separate legal with illegal. Here you can separate that this is legal, this is illegal. Here you cannot separate. They are not separable. So even if there is a legal portion out of it, this full agreement will become which type of agreement? Void agreement. So very simple concept in where considerations are unlawful. See, if considerations are unlawful, the agreement is void, that we know. But if they are unlawful in parts, if part of the portion is legal, part of the portion is illegal, then what to do? Then if they are separable, legal is valid, illegal is void. If they are not separable, if they are merged, then it will become a void agreement. It will never become a valid contract. This is a consideration unlawful in parts. What we are learning? Agreement expressly declared as void, consideration unlawful in parts. Number 2, agreement, meaning of which is uncertain. Agreement, meaning of which is uncertain. Try to concentrate. Any contract made where the meaning cannot be derived from it will be a void agreement. Try to concentrate. You come to me and say, I am an oil dealer. You come to me and say or give me an offer which is accepted that give me 100 liters of oil. I deal in 10 types of oil. Which oil you have ordered or which oil you have asked for? Not certain. Which oil? Certain or not certain? Not certain. Any agreement which is made out of this offer and acceptance will become void agreement. So, first point goes like this. Agreement, meaning of which is uncertain, is void. Agreement, meaning of which is uncertain, is void. There is another point also which says agreement, let me give you exact wordings. Where meaning is capable of being certain. Where meaning is capable of being certain, then it will become a valid contract. What is meaning of capable of being certain? So it can be derived from the contract that the meaning is okay. Meaning is, I'll give you same example. You come to me and say, give me 100 liters of oil. I deal only in coconut oil. Then what? Now it is very much clear that you are asking for 100 liters of coconut oil. Now the meaning is capable of being certain. So your oil was not specified. But still the meaning is capable of being certain. Here, if I ask you which oil, can you give the answer? Yes, it is coconut oil, so it will become a valid contract. Yes, whenever I write down valid contract, it means other essential elements of valid contract are satisfied. A simple clause, agreement, the meaning of which is uncertain, is void agreement. But if the meaning is capable of being certain, then it will become a valid contract. This is agreement, meaning of which is uncertain. Last and third point, wagering agreements. An important point. Wagering agreements are gambling agreements. Wager is gambling. And they are void agreement. Now, I'll give you a simple example. I will give you 100 rupees if it rains today. You will have to give me 100 rupees if it does not rain today. There are two parties, I and you. I will give you rupees 100 if it rains. You will give me rupees 100 if it does not rain. This is purely a gambling agreement. Let us play cards. If you win, you will be getting 1000 rupees. If I win, I will be getting 1000 rupees. This is purely a gambling agreement. And this agreement are void agreements. agreements. They are absolutely void agreements. This is a concept of wagering agreements. Let us understand some of the conditions or essentials of a wager. Essentials of wager. What is the meaning of essentials of wager? This should be satisfied to prove that an agreement is a wagering agreement. Number one, we are going somewhat fast because they are easy. There should be promise to pay money. Here 100 rupees or money is worth. So I will give you my watch if it rains today. You will have to give me your watch if it does not rain today. Then watch is also money is worth. So it is not necessary always money should be involved. Something else which is equivalent to money, if involved, it is absolutely alright. And number two, it should be conditional on happening or non-happening of event. What is in our case? Event rain. Happening of rain, non-happening of rain. This will perfectly become a wagering agreement. And number three, there must be uncertainty of event. What is the meaning of uncertainty? This event should be uncertain. What is the meaning of uncertain? It might happen also, it might not happen also. It might happen also, it might not happen also. I'll tell you, certain event. I put money in fixed deposit. Whether I will be getting interest? Yes, it is a certain event. It is not uncertain event. Certain event where the probability is 1 is certain event. What is the meaning of probability of 1? It will 100% happen. There are no chance it will not happen. But in this case, they should be uncertain event. Rainfall, winning of a game, this all are uncertain event. Number 4. There must be two parties, that is all right. Intention should be gambling. Here the intention is purely gambling, it will become void. Parties have no other interest other than stake. What is stake in this case is 100 rupees. So parties are having an interest that if the rain will come, my say agricultural land will flourish, I will be getting good wheat and so I am having some benefit. No. What is the only interest in this particular contract is stake. Stake is 100 rupees. Both are getting what amount? 100 rupees. So parties have no other interest other than stake. If these conditions are satisfied, it is a wagering agreement, and wagering agreements are void agreements. Alright, this is nothing but the concept of wagering agreement. We are going to learn some of the wagering agreements. Which are void agreements. Number 1 is lottery transactions. Number 2 are speculative transaction. Speculative transactions are risky transaction in stock market. See, what are they? I'm not talking about purchasing and selling of a share. Huh? That are legal. That will be coming on right hand side. These are transactions. Say, I'll do a betting with you. If Reliance today goes 10% up, I will give you 10,000 rupees. Otherwise, you will have to give me 10,000 rupees. These are speculative transactions in stock market. They are not legal, they are void. Normal transactions in stock market, even if they are somewhat risky, they are valid. Number 3 is horse race transaction. Now, I did not go into detail because you all know what is lottery transaction, horse race betting. These all are void agreements because there is a part of wager involved in it. They are wagering agreements. Number 2 are, they are agreements similar to wager, but are not void. They are similar to gambling agreement, but they are not void. So they will become a valid contract. Chit fund. Now, let us not go into much detail of chit fund, but what is chit fund? Say we 10 members, we 10 family members comes together and say that let us all take out 1 lakh rupees. So there are total 10 lakhs rupees, 10 persons, 1 lakh rupees is 10 lakhs rupees. Let us take a lottery out of it. One person whose name comes in lottery will be taking that 10 lakhs rupees. So he has got a benefit, other 9 are at loss, yes. But this will also happen in next month. In next month, again another person will take out the chit. The first person will not be now his name will not be there. Total money will be 10 lakhs rupees. He will contribute 1 lakh rupees. Total money will be 10 lakhs rupees and will be getting to one person. Again, out of that 9%. Again, one person will be getting that 10 lakhs rupees. So it is just an arrangement of loan between ourselves. Between 10 family members, they are, even if the lottery is taken to select which person will be getting 10 lakhs, they are not wagering transaction and they will be valid contract. Number 2, commercial transaction of share market. Purchasing and selling shares of Reliance, Tata, any other company are a valid contract, even if you are purchasing it because tomorrow the price will increase and you will be selling it. You are speculating, but still it will be a valid contract. Number 3, game of skills and competitions. What is this? Cricket. If you become man of the match, you will be getting 5 lakhs rupees. This is not a wagering transaction. This is a valid contract because it is athletic competition, or it is competition, or it is a game of skills and not a game of chance. Similarly, Kaun Banega Crorepati. This is game of skills and not a game of chance. Alright, so this will be a valid contract. And a contract of insurance. You all know insurance contract, life insurance contract. You will have to pay a premium. Insurance company, if you die, will be paying 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs rupees to your family members. These are the contracts which you might feel is a wager, even if there is some portion of wagering element in it. I don't deny there is some portion of wagering element in it, but they are declared to be a valid contract. Thus, all contracts purely a wager are void agreements. Alright. This is nothing but, see, but still, even if they are void agreement, I'll tell you, like card gambling. In India, card gambling is valid in Goa offshore. That is, in sea, if you are having a ship, their card gambling is permitted by a special law. So in that case, it will become a valid contract, but normally it will become a void contract. Agreed? So these are the wagering type of agreements we have understood. Which are wagering agreements? Essential elements of a wager. Which are wagering elements? Which are wagering elements alike, but they are not void, and they will become a valid contract. See here, chit fund, share transaction, competitions, contract of insurance. Just the names are enough. Sometimes if you don't know what is chit fund, it is absolutely all right. Slowly and gradually you will come to understand, because they are itself a big topic. Contract of insurance itself is a big topic. You are going to learn in intermediate examination. So these are the concepts which will come in detail at a later stage, but right now you need to understand, even if there is some element of risk, there is some element of betting, gambling, but still they are valid contracts as far as this portion is concerned. We are understanding agreements which are expressly declared as void, consideration which are unlawful in parts, agreements meaning of which is uncertain, wagering agreements, and we have learned all three agreements in detail. So this comes to an end of section 10. What is section 10? Essential elements of valid contract. And now we have absolutely understood offer and acceptance in detail. If it is not present, it will become void agreement. Consideration in details, if it is present, it is valid, otherwise it will become void agreement. Capacity of party, same thing. Free consent, under mistake it will become void agreement. Under other four things it will become voidable contract. Legality of object, if present it will be valid, if not present it will be void agreement. And there are some, we have understood three agreements which are expressly declared as void. Agreement expressly declared as void. This was a full-fledged understanding of section 10, and if you understand section 10, believe me, you will absolutely understand how to make a valid contract. How to make a valid contract. This is nothing but understanding of section 10. Now, try to understand. We are learning the same portion that we did today, but this will be in detail. If a question is asked, agreements which are expressly declared as void. So we are learning void agreements. We can summarize from full essential element of valid contract, that is section 10. We can summarize that this all contracts or this all agreement will become void agreement. Which are they? I'll tell you. And it is even given nicely in your book. You will have to even tell me from which topic this is taken. It is section 11. Made by incompetent parties. Any student can help me out from which chapter this is taken? Both parties should be capable of entering into contract. Yes, Krutikaba? Which heading? Krutikaba? You need to unmute yourself.
Unit number 3, capacity of contract, where party are legally capable of doing contract.
Exactly.
If not,
so if they are not capable under section 11, they will become void agreement. This we have already learned in detail. It is full chapter, right? Number 2. Section 20, bilateral mistake. Bilateral is on both the sides. Unilateral is only on one side. Under which heading we have learned this? That those are void agreements. Under which concept we have learned it? Any other student? Except Krutika Bhai, any other student? Under which heading we have learned that if the mistakes are on both the sides, it is a void. Tisha.
Free consent.
Free consent, exactly. In free consent, we have learned mistake, and if the mistakes are on both the sides, it will become void agreement. We have learned it. It is written in section 20. Number 3. Section 23. Consideration unlawful in parts. Let me tell you in which section we have learned, because we have learned it today. Agreement expressly declared as void. Are you getting it? We have learned this separately, section 23. Why we have learned it separately? Because it was not covered in previous other cases. Alright. Number 4. Is section 24, where objective or consideration is illegal. This also I am not discussing because this was a separate heading. Legality of object. For a contract being valid, consideration or objective should be legal. If consideration or objective is illegal, it will become void agreement, where it is written section 24. Number 5. Section 25. Agreement without consideration. Anyone can give me fast answer? Under which chapter we have learned this? Agreement without considerations are void agreements. Fast. Rishita?
Unit 2 consideration.
Exactly. It is in the unit of consideration. This was section 25. Section 26. Agreement in restraint of marriage. Anyone? Under which topic we have learned? Unit number, if you don't know, it is alright. Prachi?
Legality of object.
Exactly. Good. It is legality of object. Section 27. Agreement in restraint of trade. This also we have learned in legality of object. Number 8. Section 28. Agreement in restraint of legal proceedings. Again in legality of object. So these 3 are taken from legality of object. Even this is itself a legality of object. Section 28. 9. Meaning of which is uncertain. It is section 29. When we have learned today itself, in this lecture only we have learned this. Agreement, the meaning of which is uncertain. 10. Wagering agreements. Which section? Section 30. 11. Agreement to do impossible act. This up till now we have not learned. Sir, when we'll be learning in next chapter, agreement to do impossible acts are void, and we'll be going into detail of this thing, which is section 56. You will tell me, sir, these 2 headings are same. Agreement expressly declared as void. You have told us only 3 examples. Agreement expressly declared as void, you have written 11 examples. Believe me, agreement expressly declared as void are having 11 examples. Agreement expressly declared as void are this. The thing is, only this three, which were that three? Unlawful in parts, meaning of which is uncertain, and wagering agreements. This we have not learned it in the previous chapter, so we have understood over here separately. So if someone asks you agreements which are expressly declared as void, you need to write down all this 11, not in detail, just an heading. If you are knowing the section, believe me, it will create much better impression in the minds of paper checker. So it is advisable, believe me, after this it is somewhat simple. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Alright, so it is coming somewhat in sequence, but understanding the heading. Once the heading is understood, believe me, what you will be writing inside it is very simple, because you know the full, this all points chapter wise. Some of them are chapters, consideration, capacity of parties. So you can write down logically under that particular heading. But if someone asks you agreement expressly declared as void, it is not just this three, 1, 2 and 3. They are this 11 agreements which are expressly declared as void. I hope you understand why I have taught you 3 separately, because they were not previously covered. This point is not yet covered. We are going to cover agreement to do impossible act in next chapter, which is performance of contract. This was agreement expressly declared as void. Important topics. See, why we learn this type of topics separately is they are not covered specifically somewhere. And even if they are covered, learning it at a specific point of time is more relevant. Try to concentrate. There is a difference between void agreement and illegal agreement. Let me tell you, an agreement which is void, but it is not illegal. Concentrate. I tell to my friend that I will give you gift of rupees 2 lakhs. After 2 days, it is not a completed gift, because completed gift is a valid contract, not a void agreement. After 2 days, and this is a promise made by, this is a void agreement. What is the reason? Consideration. Consideration is not present. Consideration is not on both the sides. So it is void agreement. Let me go to illegal agreement. I am giving Dawood Ibrahim 4 crore rupees to kill Mr. Narendra Modi. Here the objective is illegal. One specific point, 5th point. If the objective or consideration is illegal, it will become which type of contract? Illegal contract, or illegal, not contract. It does not become contract because it is not enforceable in court of law. It becomes illegal agreement. Are illegal agreement void ab initio? Yes. So ultimately it will become void agreement. Sir, then they both are not same? They are not exactly same. Try to understand these concepts. All illegal agreements are void. So if the agreement is illegal, it will always be void. There is no question about it, because the legality of object is not satisfied. But all void agreements will not be illegal. Are you getting it? All void will not be illegal. Say this. It is void agreement because consideration is not on both the sides. Other reasons, offer, acceptance, consideration, capacity of party are not present. They are void agreements, but they are not always illegal. All void agreements will not be illegal. Try to concentrate. You know this Venn diagram? So this black color are void agreements. And this green color are illegal agreement. All illegal agreements are subset of void agreements. What does it mean? All illegal agreements will be void agreements, but all void agreements will not be illegal agreements. Say this. There is no consideration. Not capacity of party. So all parties are not capable of entering into contract. This also will become void agreement, but they are not illegal agreements. Illegal agreements are only those where objective or consideration is illegal. Are you getting it? So these are all illegal agreements are void. All void agreements will not be illegal. So only today one student gave me answer of difference between void contract and void agreement. I told them never speak void agreements as an illegal agreements. They might be illegal, they might not be illegal. If capacity of party is not present, they are not illegal agreements, but they are void agreements. All illegal agreements are void. All void agreements are not illegal. This will be nothing but concept of illegal agreements and void agreements. If you know, in first chapter we have not done types of contract. This is the reason. This is one type of contract, illegal agreements, void contract. These are different types of contracts, and so we will be understanding it at the end of the Indian Contract Act 1872.